Well, just going to give you some information about survival and supplements. You know, one thing, it's not good to be overweight, but to be quite honest, if you have adequate clean water and you have good type of supplements available, you can pretty much live a long time off your body fat. I saw an example where a guy was over 450 pounds. He fasted for 387 days on just coffee, tea, and vitamin supplements, and he went down to 180 pounds without any ill effects, which so you can live a pretty damn long time without food if you got, person is almost like a bear in some ways. Now, this is one thing I want to emphasize because it's very difficult to keep adequate amounts of food on hand, and you might be going with some calorie restriction at times, but if you have adequate supplements, it can help you a lot. Now, here's another example too. Activated charcoal, not necessarily a supplement, but a detoxification agent. During Chernobyl, when they had the radiation accident, the nuclear accident with the radiation spill, and also during Fukushima, activated charcoal played a major role in detoxification of people. Activated charcoal is actually found in the cover protective outer garments they use in the mission-oriented protective posture positions for when you go into a NBC, nuclear biological chemical environment. Activated charcoal is actually found in the gas mask too, your field mask, and that's what actually absorbs the biological and chemical and nuclear radiation and makes it inert. You can take this orally, and you can also use it to help purify water. Now, what I like to do is, there's a lot of different supplements out here. One of the ones you can best take is something like Nature's Way Alive. It doesn't break the bank. If you had a lot of this on hand, it's got enzymes, bioflavins, citrus blend, orchard blend. It's got a mushroom blend in there. It's got the CoQ10 in there. It's got some of the trace elements. It does have selenium. And you take 3 a day as a normal supplement. But I guess if you're in starvation mode, I'd take 4 a day of these. But if I was in some kind of starvation mode, I would probably take 5 or 6 of them a day, just to make sure I had adequate supplies of vitamins and nutrients. Your body has the vitamins and nutrients. It seems like you could do a lot better on calorie restriction. Another thing to have on hand is trace minerals. Trace minerals, actually, it's a good thing to have on hand anyway, because most of our soils are very vastly depleted of all kinds of trace minerals, and that's one of the things leading to a lot of health problems. But if you have trace minerals on hand, if you're not eating, you're going to be skipping a lot of different things. And it could be iodine, it could be magnesium, iron, potassium. Potassium is very important. This has alfalfa. It has 72 trace minerals in it. This is a good supplement because it's cheap. This stuff is very cheap. Coconut oil is great because this is a type of thing that can provide energy better than a carbohydrate without actually giving you a insulin reaction whereby you have all this energy and then all of a sudden you crash later. This gives you long-term energy, and it also helps improve the ketones in your brain for adequate brain function. That's another thing. It's also an antimicrobial. I don't know, smash my finger in there a little bit. You put it on a cut and it helps keep it from getting infected. It works as an antimicrobial from the inside out. It actually has some mononeurons in it. It works somewhat as an antimicrobial in the gut too. Besides having a great nutritional content where it gives you a long burn that doesn't go to fat, but say you're in a condition where you don't have much food, having a little bit of this, and you can add some herbs to it, taking a shot of coconut oil every once in a while, it's definitely going to help you out. Another great thing to have on hand is vitamin C. You don't even need to get any kind of special brands of vitamin C. I know they talk about the rose hips, the natural kind. Vitamin C is the only supplement I know of that I can think of offhand anyway, that the synthetic form, ascorbic acid, is exactly what is found in nature. Pretty much every vitamin out there, if you're getting vitamin E or lipocene or something like that, or vitamin B3, niacin. If synthetic and the natural form is worlds different. They're, you know, synthetic forms don't work most of the time. But vitamin C is the only vitamin where you can get some cheap synthetic form. You can get, the best thing actually to buy is bulk, a pail of bulk vitamin C powder, like a 25-pound pail. But this I got from Wally World. It's about the only vitamins I would actually trust from Walmart, Spring Valley. In other words, not this brand, but this vitamin C is about the only thing I don't trust most of the stuff from the box stores. But you can get cheap vitamin C and it'll do a good job. Vitamin C is an absolute antiviral. It actually is an antitoxin. It's good for the immune system, and it works against a host of variety of different microbes. So having a lot of that on hand too is good. It's easier to take the capsules, but it's good to get just a bucket of it. So in this, I actually got a big pail of this stuff, but the stuff I got, even though it's consumable and it's organic and it's you know, what do you call that stuff again? I forgot what the name of it is. It's consumable. It's like you could take it in. It's not something that's industrial. It is of a consistency where it's not a fine enough powder that it's too much like, I don't know, it's too much like a crunchy charcoal. So sometimes you might want to get these capsules, even though they're more money. They're in a very fine powder inside the capsules, and they're much more easily taken. But you can get both kinds. You can also get bulk activated charcoal, and if you put some activated charcoal, like say in a fine cloth mesh, or, you know, gauze cloth, and you can put that, you know, you can tie a knot in it, or just keep it like the activated charcoal wrapped up inside there, and put that in the water. And even though the water might turn like a grayish color, it's going, you know, I'm talking to cheaper stuff that you really can't really take that easily for internally, because it's kind of like crunchy, like little rocks, That stuff will detoxify the water. It will absorb a lot of the impurities in the water. Now, of course, I'm leaving out a lot of things like colloidal silver and things like that, but, you know, you can make that on your own. It's, you know, I don't want to make this video too long, but do not underestimate how important it is to keep supplements on hand. This is by no means a comprehensive list, but it's a few of the things I could think of that are very important. Of course, vitamin D is very important, but, you know, you can get vitamin D from sunlight, unless you're up north or something in the wintertime. And this has the magnesium in it, which helps with the vitamin D levels going up, because they all work together. That's one of the reasons you want to get a supplement that's very complete. Like this has, you know, a large amount of different things in it: digestive enzymes, citrus bioflavones. It's even got Siberian, I don't know what you call that. It's like an herb. It's got a lot of different minerals in it. It's got zinc in it, copper, magnesium, molybdenum, potassium, pantothenic acid, biotin, vitamin B12. It's got, it's you know, there's stuff out there that's better, but I've never saw anything that's better for the price. And it's USA. It's not some of these brands I found that are in the big box stores. A lot of it's fake stuff, 100%. I trust this brand. This brand, even though this is from the big box store, Wally World, it's about the only one I trust, because vitamin C, it doesn't matter if it's cheap stuff or not. But in these bottles, it's cheaper to get this brand of coconut oil in these bottles, but you got to remember, this has to be about 75 degrees or above for it to get liquid, where this will come out of the bottom bottle, because of, but it's a cheaper way of buying this. I found this Parachute brand is pretty good for price. It's the same stuff, 100% pure coconut oil, and it'll work very well for helping to heal cuts and keeping cuts from becoming infected. And it works even as a type of antimicrobial from the inside out. So, excellent stuff.